So general thoughts from all three of you to begin?
Well, playing Navy is always really tough. They're a really great team. So I think that whenever we play them, we have to be at our A game like we always are. But it was obviously a grind offensively, but I think obviously we pulled out. I think it was a really good game for us.
I think that also coming into it, knowing that we're down Seth and Kalu, like everyone had to step up both on offense and defense. And I think everyone took that challenge, and that was why we were able to be successful.
Yeah, I would say that Navy's an outstanding team, well coached. They follow a scout and they take away tendencies, and it's very noticeable in the game. And we try to do the same thing. And it was really a battle of defenses, I think. And once we got ourselves situated with a new lineup and feeling a little bit more comfortable, things started to click more for us, especially in the second half. And we got Mike and Emily more involved in the offense in the second half, which I think helped us a lot to just kind of get us off that whatever we were on there for a while. But, you know, I think down the stretch, having upperclassmen out there and knowing that, you know, they've been in so many tight games helps, I think, down the stretch and making good decisions. And I thought we did a good job of executing late.
So we're going to start with just questions for the players. Katie, you had to step up today into the starting lineup. How did you feel about that? You just found out about it this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, the situation was I knew I had to step up and, you know, be aggressive and do my share. So it was exciting, and yeah, it was a good win, and I was happy to be a part of that win for my first starting spot.
And she's never played 37 minutes before.
I have not.
Mike, after a first quarter where the team only puts up 2 points, how do you bounce back as a group and come back for such a strong performance later in the game?
I think that for the most part, we realized that once we realized we weren't really hitting outside shots, we had to start being aggressive on the inside. I think that's ultimately how we won the game, just by getting good looks inside, being aggressive on the inside, and getting fouls called, getting to the free throw line, getting easy shots. I think that's how we should start every game. But I think that's how we ended up staying in the game and then winning the game.
Katie, getting the line and knocking down 5 of 6, especially 4 big ones late in the game. What's that like to come in and you said it yourself, you had an aggression that you don't sometimes have?
Yeah, I mean, free throws are always like a huge part of the game. A lot of games come down to free throws. So, I mean, going up to the line, I just have to like focus on making them. And so, yeah, I feel like I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I think just the focus is the main part of that.
Did you guys feel the impact of not having Cecily or Caitlin tonight?
Definitely. Obviously, they contribute quite a lot to our team, offensively, defensively, just generally how we were feeling going out. We noticed they were missing, and we missed them, and we can't wait till they get back. So, yes, we definitely felt it. But the great thing about our team is that we have people who can step up anytime, and I really appreciate that. And I think that every player on our team is valuable and can contribute something valuable.
Mike, before the game we talked to Coach, and she said it was going to be important for you to stay out of foul trouble. You did that very well. Was that something that was on your mind throughout the game?
No, not. But I think that's a good thing. Maybe that I wasn't thinking about it, was that it ended up working out. I think for the most part, everyone stayed out of foul trouble. So, like, I mean, obviously, you know, we had 2 people missing, 2 very important people missing, and everyone knows that it can't really afford to be losing anyone else. So, yeah, I'm glad that we ended up doing that. It was really important.
Katie, did coming in as not the point guard, not the backup for Maria tonight, change anything for you mentally?
A little bit, but I've also been working that spot, getting more reps in practice with it. So I think I've grown to be more comfortable in that position, so that helped a lot.
Guys, you're 6-0 now at home. Everyone loves playing at home, of course, but like, what does that mean to you to protect home court and to go unblemished so far on the season?
It's not for me.
You want to take it?
Sure. Oh, you got it. You look like you have something to say.
Well, I mean, obviously protecting home court is something that everyone wants to do. We realize how important that is. And I think that, honestly, taking the wins from home and using it as momentum for our away games is something that we're going to learn to implement right away with our game at Army. So that's a really hard place to play at. another really great team. So a home win is really going to, I think, push us forward for that win, hopefully.
All right, thank you, Katie and Mike. You guys are free to go. Let's move on to Coach. Questions for Coach?
I'm kind of scared to push my chair up.
Coach, you said before the game that it was going to be important for somebody to step up and make up for the 18 or so points that you lose with those two players. It didn't go that way. It was more defensive. What were your thoughts on the defensive effort, especially in the first half?
Well, we were kind of joking about that after the game, that we didn't make up for the 18 points that we lose from Cecily and Kalu, but we did use our defense to get the win. And I think with Navy being, generally a smaller team in the conference, it actually ended up working out okay from a defensive standpoint. I wish we would have hit more shots early. It would have been nice to kind of get that monkey off our back a little bit, but it didn't happen, and we still found a way. And I think that's what's great about this team. And like Mike said, we do have a deep bench, and it's just a matter of who's going to step up on what day, and I think they did a great job with it.
Megan, it seemed like Marenyi drew Dunham late in the game. Did you guys tell her anyway, a coaching point of, hey, just try and stay in front of her and use your height?
We've talked about it for 2 days. I mean, it's not like we know that's their leading scorer, so we have to stay in a stance the entire time she's dribbling and she has the ball in her hands. And, we're trying to take certain things away from her. She still found a way to score a couple baskets and stuff, but for the most part, yeah. I mean, we've worked on the last 2 days of sitting in stances the entire time.
And you were able to take her out of the game, and keep only one player reaching double digits.
Yeah.
How was that as far as you've got a lot of different matchups and keeping things mixed up?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you saw out there today with the lineup that we started may be our best defensive lineup depending on who we're playing. Obviously, if it's a team that has 2 post players, it's not our best defensive lineup. But with that particular lineup that they had in, it was good, and it didn't matter that we switched 1 through 4. We knew that all 4 of the guards could guard as long as they stayed in the stance and took away what we were asking them to take away. So it just was comforting a little bit to watch how well we could defend when we put our minds to it. And we hope we can use this to catapult us into the next few games going ahead here.
How do you guys keep composure going ahead and further into Patriot League play? You guys are now 3-0 in conference play, and how do you stay grounded?
I don't really think they think much of it. It's odd, because this team has not been as successful as we've liked to have been the last 2 years, and it's been a growing process. And I think they understand what they're doing, and they understand that you have to take one game at a time, and you don't really think about where you are. I mean, it's great to be 3-0 in the Patriot League, but we know that, it doesn't matter who you play. Anybody can compete with anybody in our conference. And so I think they're very grounded as a group in general. Nobody really gets too high or too low. And that's what's great about this group, and it's nice to have seniors and juniors.
Do you see any similarities between this team and the personnel you have and the team from when your seniors were freshmen back with Jen and that group?
They're very different teams, and it's hard to describe. I think we're deeper. This team's deeper. That team had a prolific scorer and passer in Jen. So, you can win a lot of different ways, and we're trying to get our group to understand that we can't, no matter who's out, we've got to find a way to step up. And I think it's just a different team, but I really enjoy both teams were great, just as people and players, and they're fun to be around, and we've really enjoyed each other so far this year, and we just look forward to, we just want to, take in every game that we can, because these 4 seniors won't be here for much longer.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks.